Hi, my name is Tyler with GPL Technologies, and in today's quick tip video for Flow, we'll be showing you how to rethink the notes entity and expand its functionality beyond version notes. Standard and most common use for notes in Flow is of course to give notes on a version from an artist or vendor. You would do this through tools such as the Review Notes app under a playlist or directly on the version on the details panel of the player. But we can also customize the notes entity with a few simple filters and a custom field or two to create a powerful task list. Since VFX is not just a post-production department, your team spends a lot of time in cross-department meetings to plan the actual shoot, and that will spark a lot of follow-up tasks for your team, which can quickly stack up. This workflow aims to solve that overload. To get started, we're going to create a new page, and we'll call this page Action Items. The page type will be a canvas type that we'll build upon. We'll add a description and create the page. When entering design mode, we're going to go ahead and add our first widget. It's going to be a grid widget that we'll make for the notes. And we'll go ahead and name this for our first department, which we'll do SFX, Action Items. Change the color and eliminate all other fields except for status, subject, body, and type. We'll need to modify the type field and add action item to the list. Then we'll want to create a new field for our priority notes. So we'll make a new checkbox field, call it priority, and insert. Then I'm just going to go ahead and rearrange the fields a little bit and actually hide the note type column, since we'll only be referencing it in the filters and not actively changing it for this section. All right, so the last thing we'll need to do is create a new filter group. So the filters we need for each of these are going to be type is action item. So type of note is action item, and subject contains whatever department we are adding notes for. So in this case, SFX, or we'll put special effects. Now duplicating this is pretty easy. Just hit the three dots there and select duplicate, and then edit your widget. We'll go ahead and change the department name on this to be props and change the color. And then the next thing we'll need to do is adjust the filter group. And the only thing we need to change here is going to be the filter group name. And then under the subject, we're going to want to change it to subject contains prop. And select save. So I'm going to go ahead and speed through this next part of the video while I make duplicate widgets for the wardrobe, stunts, set deck, and art department. But one thing I wanted to mention is that a huge plus to using this workflow versus any other to-do list app is the ability to link these notes to shots or sequences or any other entity that can always be referenced later down the line throughout your entire production. Now, once you have all of the departments that you want action items for, we can go ahead and save the page. Now that your page is ready to use, all you need to do is select the Add Note button, and to get it to pop up onto any of your departments, your subject is going to need to contain the department you want the note to be applied to. So for this instance, we'll do SFX or special effects, and then this will be for a rigging meeting that we had, and you can just add a description of whatever your action item or note is that came out of that meeting. So once you enter your note, all you're going to do is select Create Note, and it will populate to that widget for that department. So let's go ahead and say for this next note that we enter, it's a multiple department action item. All you would need to do is select Add Note, and then in your subject, you would select the or write out the departments that you want the note to go to. So you might say prop, stunt, / wardrobe, and enter your note. And then once you select Create Note, because you have those different departments listed in the subject, that note will populate to each of those specific departments. And if you don't see the note populate to the other departments, all you need to do is refresh your page. For demonstration purposes, I went ahead and just duplicated a bunch of notes so you can see what it looks like when each department is full. We can further organize this by grouping by status. So if you have different notes or action items that are open, in progress, or closed, we can group that by selecting the group drop down and selecting group by status. and that would need to be done for each of these widgets. Now, as your production moves through the process, you will start to get a lot of action items that populate here, and you might lose track of really important notes. And that's where our priority field comes into play. So we're going to create a new grid widget that will be another note type. You'll need two filters for this widget. The first one is priority is checked and type is action items. And that will pare down the notes in this widget to only be notes that have priority checked. And if you need to add a note to the priority list, all you would do is select priority and refresh on any other note, and it will populate to that screen. And that's all we have for today's video. If you like this video, have any questions, or have an idea for a different video you'd like to see, please contact sales@gpltech.com.